VM fam, now you see it, now you don't. Aave has ghosted several low liquidity tokens following last week's attack. Last week, Aave famously got attacked by Aave, no relation. Aave essentially exploited some fairly low liquidity tokens, in this case crv, to run this attack that ended up saddling Aave with a few million in bad debt. Fortunately for Aave, it was nothing that the protocol itself couldn't cover, but it did open up this potential attack vector, which was a weakness. And in fact, some people are saying that, for example, Steth is still susceptible to such an attack and might be at risk. Now, one of the tokens that was caught up in all this is crv. So of course it makes sense for us to cover what exactly is going on with this. What does this mean? So the good news is that because Aave has passed governance proposal 121, governance proposal 121 essentially sunset all these markets for various Aave v2 pools with lower liquidity, including crv as well as several others. This means that if you have any crv in Aave, you're not at risk, you're not getting rugged, you can still withdraw your token, you just can't add or create a new position. The counterpart to this is Aave Improvement Proposal 125, and this is going to open up new markets for all the tokens that got sunset onto Aave v3. Aave v3 is much more resilient and robust, and its parameters can't easily be exploited in the way that Aave v2 could. So on the surface of it, it makes perfect sense. And one thing that's worth noting is that while this is in effect, you can't use Aave to short these tokens. So there's not going to be any on-chain Aave shorting of crv. You might think that that's kind of a good thing, right? Nonetheless, this proposal met with a fair amount of controversy. For one, it's kind of questionable why these tokens were selected. So for example, we mentioned like Steth is at risk, but Steth did not pass governance. We also note that like the attack took place using crv and USDC, but USDC is still kind of considered fine. So why is it that all these tokens were selected? Was this perhaps like an effort for some companies to try and kneecap some competitors? It's possible. We will have to see if, Aave Improvement Proposal 125 passes fairly speedily, then no harm, no foul. But kind of our take on this is not so much that this is like a risk necessarily to Aave, because we think Aave is fine, Aave is great, Aave has shown their resilience, and we really respect the fact that they acted very quickly when they detected a potential risk to their protocol. Could you really do anything otherwise? And we'll see, like, if they didn't act enough, like if other exploits come to pass, then, obviously that'll be the market saying what it's saying. So we're bullish Aave, we're excited by this move, and we're very excited in particular by the move to the Aave v3 for the crv markets. But if they do drag their feet, what we see happening is simply an opportunity. So Aave was obviously the first and most successful lending platform, but there's been a plethora of innovative platforms that have sprung up. So we might well see that some of these other competitors could take advantage of this if Aave does drag their feet to steal some market share. And at the end of the day, we're bullish on Aave, but we're also bullish on some of these competing protocols because we really just want there to be a robust and thriving DeFi ecosystem with all the building blocks in place. And we see any competition that emerges from this as being the healthy outcome of it. So we wrote up the full details in the article. Be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments. Is this an appropriate reaction? Is this something sketchy going on? As always, drop it in the comments here on Twitter or on the Substack article. Stay safe, friends.